A week after Aisha touched their faces, women started noticing their skin peeling like burnt efo. Beauty didn't fade, it collapsed. There was no cure, no treatment. Unable to face the brutal online bullying and the shame, she took her own life. Nobody linked it to Aisha. You know those people you can never successfully attack with evil? Well, that was Madam Aisha's next client. The witches who gave her power were now against her. Now it's a battle between the coven, Madam Aisha, and the next client. A bold Lagos Gen Z babe. Not an influencer, not a slay queen. Just a simple, hard-working girl who wanted to look fine for her sister's wedding. Unknowingly walked into danger. Her name was Amaka. Amaka wasn't the type to follow every trend, but this wedding was important. Her sister had suffered, struggled, and finally found love. Amaka wanted to show up and look like premium Lagos babe for her sister, for pictures, for memory. So when her friend Kemi screamed, "Babe, there's this new luxury studio in Lekki. Forget it, she's the best." Amaka shrugged and said, "Abeg Buka, make I try." She didn't know she had just walked into the trap. When they got to the studio, Amaka immediately sensed something off. She couldn't quite place her finger to it. The receptionist wasn't there, which was strange because for a luxury studio as this, a smiley, well-composed receptionist ought to be there. Anyways, she shrugged it off and they walked in. As soon as they stepped in, the lights flickered. There was a strange humming sound, like someone whispering inside the walls. But Lagos girls don't fear anything when beauty is involved. Make I no tension myself, Amaka muttered. Then Madam Aisha walked out, and the room felt too small for someone that beautiful. She didn't walk normally. Her steps were too smooth, almost as if she was floating. "Welcome," she said softly. Her voice felt like warm smoke wrapping around Amaka's ears. But the weirdest part, Amaka noticed, she didn't have a shadow. Not on the wall, not on the floor, not under the ring light. Amaka blinked, rubbed her eyes. Must be bad lighting, she told herself.
As Aisha tied the drape to start off with the makeup session, Amaka felt Aisha's hands were cold, too cold. Every time her brush touched Amaka's skin, Amaka felt a slight pull, like something was draining out of her pores. "Do you mind if I vlog?" Amaka asked, raising her phone. And just like before, Aisha froze. Not blinking, not breathing. Then she said, "No, darling, focus the camera on yourself. You're the star here," with a smile that sent shivers down Amaka's spine. "Oh, okay. No Allah." Amaka laughed nervously, lowering it. Kemi whispered, "Why she know they appear for video? I dey film scenes, but she dey dodge. Forget Joe, make she give me fine face, abeg." But then, while Aisha blended the contour, Amaka caught something impossible in the mirror. Aisha's reflection was smiling, but Aisha's real face was not. Amaka froze. Her throat tightened. The brush paused on her cheek. "You're tense," Aisha whispered. "Relax." But her voice had changed. Deeper, harsher, layered. Like more than one voice was speaking. Amaka's heart raced. But Lagos babes don't believe nonsense. She swallowed and stayed still.
When Aisha finished, Amaka looked ethereal, beautiful beyond sense. Even Kemi gasped, "Ah, babe, you fine die." Amaka smiled relieved, until she saw it. On the mirror frame, barely visible unless you stared, a tiny fingerprint-shaped burn mark right where Aisha's hand had brushed earlier. Amaka touched it. It was warm. Aisha snatched her hand away instantly. "Don't touch, you'll smear it." Her voice was firm, cold, and final. Amaka steps back, shook her head. She was ready to get out of this weird experience. Her sister's wedding is within the hour. She paid immediately, and they left. Aisha didn't say bye or thank you for coming. She simply stared, and her eyes glowed faintly gold as they left. At 6 a.m., Amaka woke up to blood on her pillow. Her nose had bled in the night. Her skin felt tight. Her lips cracked. Her face hurt. She rushed to the mirror. Her heart nearly stopped. Her reflection looked older, a little sagged, a little wrinkled, like she aged 10 years overnight. "Kemi! Kemi!" she screamed over the phone. "Something they happened to me. Come now." Kemi arrived, panicking. "Jesus, Amaka, what was this?" Amaka burst into tears. "I don't know. I just woke up like this," she said, crying. Kemi tried to console her friend, but all to no avail. This situation was unexplainable. "Oh yeah, let's run to a hospital fast. Maybe you are reacting to something." But they both knew this was beyond a mere reaction. It was something deep, something fast, and something deadly.
That night, for the first time, Amaka heard whispers in her room, not from outside, from her mirror. "Give it back! What she took! Give it back!" And when she looked into her mirror, her reflection wasn't smiling, but something behind it was. 12:48 a.m. on a Friday night. Everywhere was quiet except Madam Aisha's studio. The neon sign outside flickered like it was arguing with itself. The Aura room by Madam Aisha. Inside, Madam Aisha stood before her full-length mirror. Her eyes were sunken. Her skin was pale, like someone who hadn't slept in 7 days. Her heartbeat sounded like drums underwater. Because tonight, the mirror wanted to feed, and the mirror was hungry. Madam Aisha sighed, lifted her brush jar, and whispered, "Just one more. One last harvest before dirty December." Her reflection didn't follow her movement. It stayed still, smiling. Aisha froze. "Not tonight," she whispered. But the reflection tilted its head, slowly, like a predator studying its prey. Then, in a voice like air squeezing through a cracked pipe, "She still has what is mine." Aisha shook her head violently. "No, no, I've given you enough." The mirror shook violently. Boom! The ring light fell. The ceiling light flickered. The walls trembled. Aisha dropped to her knees, covering her ears. The mirror spirit screamed, "Give her back."
At that exact moment, across Lekki Phase 1, Amaka, Madam Aisha's last client, bolted upright on her bed, screaming. Her face was swollen, her skin cracking, her breath raspy, like something was inside her chest, clawing its way out. She staggered to the bathroom and turned on the light. The moment her reflection appeared, she screamed again. Because her reflection moved closer, even though she hadn't moved at all. The reflection whispered, "Give it back." Then its fingers pressed against the mirror glass, and the glass began to bulge outward, forming a human hand. Amaka fell to the floor, shaking. She managed one whisper, "God, please." Back to Madam Aisha's studio. The mirror spirit had grown stronger. Its form now clearer. Its face sharper. Its hunger unbearable. Aisha sobbed into her palms. This isn't what I asked for. I only wanted clients, fame, money, not this. But the mirror spirit laughed. A dry, brittle sound like dead leaves being crushed. You asked to shine, so I took their shine. But you, the spirit stepped forward inside the mirror. You never warned me she was protected. Aisha's breath stopped. Who? The spirit snarled. The last one. The studio lights burst, one after the other, like gunshots. Darkness swallowed the room. Aisha grabbed her phone. The battery died instantly. Her candles lit themselves in a circle around the mirror. And in the candle glow, Aisha realized something terrifying. Her reflection was no longer inside the mirror. It was standing behind her, breathing against her neck, whispering, "You owe me a soul tonight." Aisha's hand shook as she whispered, "No, I can't. Not again. People are talking. If one more woman screams online..." The spirit grabbed her by the jaw, forcing her face up to the mirror. Inside the mirror were all her past victims, distorted, crying, pounding on the glass. The celebrity who allegedly killed herself, the brides whose husbands ran away, the influencers who vanished offline, the quiet ones whose families lied about sudden sickness. All of them. Their mouths moved in unison. "Give us back!" Aisha screamed and pulled back. The spirit growled, "Bring me her destiny." Aisha shook her head. "I can't." The mirror cracked. Aisha stumbled. Her brushes flew off the table, forming a circle around her. Something pulled her hair upward like invisible fingers. The candles blew out. And in the pitch darkness, the spirit said one final line. "Then I will take yours." Aisha tried to crawl away. "Please, I can't. Something is blocking me. I tried draining her beauty, but something stronger is covering her." The spirit shrieked. Glass shattered everywhere. Reflections crawled out of the broken shards, twisted images of her past victims, slithering along the floor like shadows with bones. They whispered, "Bring her, bring her, bring her." Aisha screamed and ran out of the studio barefoot into the early morning light. She sprinted toward Amaka's estate. Amaka and Kemi were in the living room, shaking, wondering what was happening. Then Kemi suddenly remembered something. "Amak, wait, do you remember Pastor Femi's prophecy last month?" Amaka frowned. "Which one?" "That one he gave you privately after service, that a covenant of beauty is on your head from your grandmother's side. That no one can steal your glory unless you agree." Amaka blinked in shock. "I thought he meant spiritual beauty, not literal beauty." Kemi grabbed her hand. "It could mean anything." As they spoke, Amaka's phone buzzed. The estate security called up. "Madam, one woman dey your gate. She says she be Madam Aisha, your makeup artist." Amaka's blood ran cold. "At this time?" Kemi shouted. "How did she even get your house address? Anything can happen in this Lagos, so don't let her in." But Aisha was already whispering through the intercom. "Amaka, please open up. I need to explain before it takes us both." Her voice was shaky, desperate, nothing like her usual composure. Then, suddenly, the lights in the room flickered. Every bulb in the house buzzed. The television switched on by itself. A wind blew through the shut windows, and a voice, not Aisha's own, filled the house. "She belongs to me." Amaka screamed. Kemi held her. The voice repeated angrily, She belongs to me. While at the gate, the security guard screamed. Aisha had turned back sharply and her eyes widened. The mirror spirit had followed her, not through reflection, but in physical form. It wasn't human. It has long limbs, skin like cracked glass, eyes like empty sockets filled with smoke. A mirror disc embedded in his chest showing the trapped souls of Aisha's victims screaming soundlessly. Aisha collapsed to her knees. No, no, I didn't call you. I didn't. But the spirit lifted her by the throat effortlessly. Failure. It smashed her into the compound. Aisha regained consciousness and began banging desperately on Amaka's door. Amaka, please. If I die, you're next. It wants what I took from you. It wants your destiny. Boom. The spirit slammed its fist into the wall. Cracks spread like lightning. Amaka screamed inside. Kemi held her tight. Amaka, remember, your grandmother's covenant. Use it. Say something. Amaka sobbed, shaking. I don't know what to say. Suddenly, the mirror in the living room exploded. Shards rose into the air, forming the silhouette of the spirit inside the house. Amaka clutched her chest as her skin peeled again. The spirit pointed at her. Your beauty is older than her magic. I will take it myself. Amaka collapsed. Her vision became blurred. She saw the spirit dragging Aisha by the hair towards the front door. Amaka had seconds left. Kemi screamed, Amaka, say what your grandma used to say. Her prayer, say it. And then something clicked in Amaka's mind. She whispered, my beauty is not mine. It is divinely given, protected, and cannot be stolen by hands or spirits. As she said those words, the house trembled. The mirror shards froze mid-air. The spirit hissed. Amaka forced out the last line. Whoever touches my glory loses theirs. The spirit let out a violent, ear-splitting scream. A beam of light shot from Amaka's chest, not bright, but ancient feeling, and wrapped around the spirit. Then something impossible happened. The spirit began aging. Its limbs withered. Its mirror body cracked. Its glass chest shattered. The stolen reflections, the souls, escaped like birds being freed. Aisha screamed as the spirit weakened. Her flawless beauty drained instantly. Her skin wrinkled, her hair thinned, her youth evaporated. Everything she stole was returning to its rightful owners. The spirit shriveled into dust. Aisha collapsed, her body now old, ancient, like she had aged 90 years in 10 seconds. As the sun rose over Lekki Phase 1, Aisha lay on the ground, unrecognizable, whispering one last word. Forgive. She wasn't beautiful anymore. She wasn't powerful. She wasn't Madame Aisha. She was just a warning. Amaka woke up on the floor, breathing slowly. Her friend Kemi kneeling beside her. Her face, her skin, her beauty. It was back, better than before. Like someone wiped away every stress line, every late night eye bag, every spiritual attack. Kemi exhaled loudly. Kai, Amaka, you nearly killed me. Do you know how you were shaking? That spirit wanted to use you finish. Amaka touched her cheek, overwhelmed. I think something protected me. Kemi nodded quickly. Your grandmother's covenant. Hey, she wasn't playing. Meanwhile, across Lagos, Abuja, Ibadan, every city Madam Aisha had committed her havoc. Women who once suffered from her curse, the brides, the influencers, the birthday celebrants, the socialites, began to feel something strange. Their skin tightened, their color returned, their faces smoothened out, their glow came back. Amaka stands before her bathroom mirror. When she had a moment to herself, for the first time in weeks, she feels calm. She touches her face. No peeling, no shrinking, no pain. Then, she notices something behind her reflection. A faint whisper, a shadow, a ripple, like a hand brushing the mirror from the other side. Amaka freezes. Her breath catches. The whisper grows louder. It's not over. When you hear stories like this, it's easy to say, beg, it can't happen to me, it's just makeup. But in this life, not every brush that touches your face is ordinary. Not every hand that lays foundation is harmless. And not every beauty you admire online is natural. Some people don't take your money. They take you. Amaka didn't know. The brides didn't know. The celebrities didn't know. And sometimes, evil doesn't come with horns. Sometimes, evil comes softly, with ring lights and luxury studios. And, babe Tom, let me give you a face beat smiles. So if this story taught you anything today, it's this. Protect yourself. Pray over your life. Pray over your body. Never joke with your instincts. If Amaka had listened at the time she entered Madam Aisha's studio, all these would have been avoided. If you learned something from this story, tell me in the comments. What part shook you the most? What lesson are you taking away? And if you know someone who needs this warning, please share this video with them. Don't forget to subscribe because we have many more stories to tell and you don't want to miss the next one. Bye for now and stay safe.